Globetrotters around the world, let's set out for an adventure. It's time for geographical journeys with Grammarsaurus.
Sometimes you might wake up in the middle of the night with a dry mouth and go to the kitchen to quench your thirst. Or come home from school after a tiresome day and take a refreshing shower. Regardless of the time, you can access water for any kind of consumption thanks to a seemingly simple but vital system: the water supply. As you know, water goes through several processes before it starts to pour down from your sink. But how does the process work? Water is extracted from local environments like rivers, lakes, or reservoirs. The water is then pumped and channeled to a water production plant. Here, screens block any solid waste and rakes are used to lift it out. The dust, soil particles, and other residue gather into large masses called flocs due to chemicals being added. Gravity drags these flocs to the floor of a large settling pond, and then they are removed from the water. Meanwhile, a special system harvests the clean water at the surface. Next, the water is filtered to remove any further impurities. This is a key step during this first phase. Fish often need to be removed at this stage. One or often several thick layers of sand capture the finest materials. Then, the water is disinfected with ozone, a gas that destroys viruses and bacteria. This process can also be completed with chlorine. Lastly, a drop of chlorine is added for the equivalent of 5 bathtubs of water. This prevents microorganisms from developing while the water is in the network. Sensors are used to monitor water quality, and adjustments are made if required at each step in the treatment process. Now, the water is fit for human consumption, so it is perfectly safe to drink. It is stored in tanks before being distributed to the local area through the water main system, and then pumped into our taps. In urban and suburban areas, water is distributed from the source through large underground pipes called water mains under the streets. A map of the water mains in your town would look something like the pattern of branches on a tree, or the pattern of tributaries in a river system. The water mains keep branching out into smaller and smaller pipes until they reach a home or other building, where they enter the building and pass through a water meter. In areas with cold winters, the mains and pipes must be buried as deep as several feet below the surface to keep them from freezing. Remember to click the subscribe button and visit grammarsaurus.co.uk for teaching resources to accompany this video.